Today's Dallas Cowboys mailbag is presented by the Fetch Rewards app. Download it, scan your receipts, and they're going to give you points that you can then redeem for gift cards. 3,000 bonus points when you use promo code COWBOYS at chatsports.com/fetch. Tell you more about the app and how to use it, what you can get later on in today's show. But I want to jump into our mailbag. First up, a super chat from Clayton Tomlin. This is a stacked wide receiver draft. Restructure Cooper draft, I assume, to replace Michael Gallup, maybe Cedric Wilson, Noah Turner, Malik Brown, etc. I think at the top there are some great receivers. These are kind of more of the round one guys. Drake London, Jahan Dotson. Traylon Burks would be a fun fit if you want to move land to the outside. Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jamison Williams might fall to you because of the ACL tear. That could have some value. There are also some very good receivers on day 2, which I think is maybe a bit more likely where you might draft somebody. But the best player on your board is a receiver, and Gallup and or Cooper aren't there. I can't complain about the pick at that point. For my burner account, Tom, you now own Dallas. How do you fix the culture? If I were to own the Cowboys, I could guarantee you would have a Super Bowl at some point. Promise you, because there's no downside to me guaranteeing it. And I'd become so much more wealthy, and I would, oh my God, my life would be so great. And we would win. I think what I would do is I would allow my coaches and my GM, Will McClay, to have the full power. And I would be more aggressive than what I believe Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones have been when it comes to personnel moves. Yes, I might have to pay the price 5 years from now, have a down year, but I would try to win now. I would be aggressive with how I structured my deals and how I spent in free agency, and I would move on from guys who didn't want to have that same aggressive mindset. Travis Smitty, if we got Sean Payton, what would the trade look like? I mean, I heard from Jane before the news formally broke that first rounder if they were going to do it this year. Now that he's announced he's stepping away, I think the most likely path is probably next year for the Cowboys and potentially Sean Payton. But I would also think maybe that at that point is the potential Bruce Arians trade. You swap some day 3 picks. The value becomes a little bit lower at that point. All depends on when. If it's right now, which I guess is still possible, would probably be a little bit more of a premium draft pick. From Brian Klein, do you agree with Dez that Romo should be the OC or head coach? Also, Romo or Dez? I knew we were going to have like 3 of these questions throughout the show. No, I don't agree with Dez, frankly. I get Dez was trying to be nice and not and like support Dak. Didn't come off that way really whatsoever. Couple things here as it relates to the constant question of Romo as OC. It's not happening. First and foremost, that move is not going down for a variety of reasons. Number one, why would Romo take it? Romo's making like $18 million a year to call some games, be loved, play golf whenever he wants. He has the best job ever. He's not taking a fraction of the pay for way more hours and way more stress. And let's also be honest here, as much as and I know many of you guys love Tony Romo, do you want an offensive coordinator with no experience? I don't. I don't think that's something that would work. Like, let's be honest here. What separates Kellen Moore from Tony Romo? Romo was a way better football player. No doubts about that. Romo does the prediction things, and it's fun, although it hasn't been as accurate as teams have disguised defenses more. Doesn't make sense. Also, for this part, move on from Romo versus Dak, guys. Come on. That was years ago. Both QBs were great. Sometimes they had great offenses, offensive lines, defenses. Sometimes they didn't. Both were worth paying. But it's 2022. Move on. Find the new slant. In the end, the Romo Cowboys and the Dak Cowboys are the same team. Differing points at differing careers, differing strengths and weaknesses. It's all the same. You got good quarterbacks. Enjoy having them. Don't worry about, the quarterback got the most money ever. Yeah, it happened with Romo and Dak. That's how it works. So, producer Jeremy brought it up. Thanks, Chugs. I guess we'll do it. This is your one chance to head to the comment section, argue with each other. Not going to mute or block anybody. Pick a QB. R for Romo, D for Dak. If you get the ad break here on YouTube, head down there, have some fun. $20 super chat, so I'm going to need somebody out there to bring me the Jack Daniels from, I'm just going to go TF because I'm going to mispronounce the name and I don't want to offend you. Love your show. Keep it going, sir. Cowboys all the way. Win or lose, I stray too. Call me Chav. Okay, Chav. I will try to remember that one. I promise you I will forget it, but I appreciate the $20 super. Once the Jack Daniels come in here, we'll do shots for you. From Ryan Morris, if Russell Wilson truly is available, any chance we can make a play for him? How much do we improve, or do we improve at all? So we have the Dak Prescott cap hit. I don't need a shot glass. We're just hand me the bottle, Jeff. I don't want the shot glass. Just doing polls, baby. You trade away Dak before the draft. It costs you 57-something million on the salary cap. So, no, you're not going to trade away Dak Prescott. I'm sorry. If we're being honest, as great as Russell Wilson is, I love him. Serious question. What has Russell Wilson done the past, since 2017, whatever, that Dak, or even since Dak, what has Russell Wilson done that Dak Prescott hasn't done? They're not that different. They're in the similar tier, but if you bring on Russ, you're paying him just as much, if not more, probably more than what you're paying Dak. So because of that, not sure it really makes sense. But for the TF Super Chat, do a quick little Jack Daniels poll here. Thank you, my friend. Woo! Spilled a little bit. We'll keep doing. Ooh, that was a lot. That might have been a mistake. Hold on. All right, let's ride. Today's show, as I mentioned, is presented by the Fetch Rewards app. Download it so that I can win and that you guys can get some gift cards. Here's how the app works. Download it at chatsports.com/fetch. Scan all your receipts. Whether they're short or long ones with a bunch of information, they work on the app. It is a seamless, easy-to-use process. Once the app gets all the information that it needs, by the way, it's going to give you points for whatever you bought from wherever you bought. And you can get 3,000 bonus points, by the way, when you use promo code Cowboys. Again, you will rack up the points. The 3,000 bonus one gets you oh so close to the gift cards you can get from Amazon, Walmart, etc. Chatsports.com/fetch. Use promo code Cowboys. Now, we have competitions here in the office, and the Cowboys report is losing. We don't have as many downloads as the Niners, who I hate now, and the Raiders, who I also hate at this point. Let's get that changed. Download the app today at chatsports.com/fetch. Use promo code Cowboys to get yourself 3,000 bonus points. I will put the link, by the way, in the comment section and in the description. Turn your receipts instead of throwing them away. Make them work for you. Get points you can then turn into gift cards. From Johnny Lopez, I want Coop to stay, but if Coop leaves and Gallup leaves, where do you rank the wide receiver group? If Cooper were to be cut or traded, assuming you don't, if you operate as if your other guys are free agents, your number 2 is Simi Fehoko, all 7 snaps. Your receiver group, if you move on from Cooper, instantly becomes one of your biggest needs because Gallup, Cedric Wilson, Malik Turner, and Noah Brown are all also free agents. From Cutter Crim, should Dallas trade D-Law and Zeke? If you could get something, I would have interest specifically for Zeke. Those contracts, though, are not the best to move. Specifically Zeke. It just the way that the numbers work out, it's not appealing to other teams. And I think that's your number one issue when it comes to moving on from those types of players. Lance Nail says Dak will get us to the promised land. I just want one. It's all I want. I was technically alive for the Cowboys, or some of their Cowboys Super Bowls, but I don't remember them. I would like to have that memory. That way I can do what my dad did, who texted me, by the way, Jeremy, when the Bengals won their first playoff game, that it was the best day of his life since his granddaughter was born. I want that. And by the way, we'll be better than when she was born. All right, join the Dak side. Don't tell my wife. If you could re-sign 2 of Gallup, Schultz, Williams, Kearse, and Gregory. Williams and Gregory always seem to get penalties at bad times. I would be inclined to agree. assuming the market is relatively even for all those guys, I think Jaron Kearse would be my number one option. I think I would then go Gallup. Williams is last on my list. It's a toss-up between Gallup, Schultz, and Gregory at that point. I don't think there's a wrong answer, but Williams would be last on my list. If you guys want free Cowboys YouTube videos, then subscribe. We'll have draft stuff, trade rumors, free agency, even though Catboy doesn't want to spend, and live shows as well. Hit that big red button and join us. Super chat from my boy Will Marshall. It's time to overhaul the offensive line. If teams are only rushing 4 down linemen and we are losing, change is needed. Our O-line has always been our key. I think you nailed it, Will. And this is true, I think, for pretty much every NFL team. If you're getting pressure with 4, the opposing offense is cooked. That means you can drop everybody else into coverage. You can double team, take away deep shots, still cover the underneath. If you are winning with 4, that's how you have success. That's how the Giants won their Super Bowls against Tom Brady. They got pressure with 4, made him get rid of the ball too quickly, and got sacks on him. So easier said than done. But yes, if the O-line can't protect against 4, you're in trouble. So, Will, I think you absolutely nailed it. Gerald May, with your franchise tag, Dalton Schultz. I actually would wonder if Jaron Kearse would be who I would franchise tag first before I tagged Schultz. Look, I was very impressed by Schultz's year this season. 800 yards is a lot. I think he's going to get the Austin Hooper contract. The franchise tag, by the way, is about $11 million. I don't want to pay him that for 1 year at tight end, so probably no. But I do think he's going to get paid in free agency. Who do you think is the most important Cowboys free agent this year? Drop a name for me in the comments section. Infamous VIP. Think we should move on from D-Law and move Micah to full-time edge. My answer would probably be restructure Lawrence, keep him under contract so you can help win games right now. But I'm ultra aggressive from that perspective. Cowboys might not feel that way. If you do move on from Tank Lawrence, yes, I'm moving Micah full-time edge. Several of you asked me in the offseason, hey, can Micah Parsons be Von Miller? And I said no. I was wrong. He absolutely can be. He wasn't at Penn State. He's been that in the NFL. I think you have to continue to utilize Micah pass rusher in that mold. From my sister, allegedly. There's an E in my name, by the way, buddy. Please don't hate me for asking Antonio Brown if we don't keep Coop. Because you asked nicely, I'm not going to hate on you for asking. But my answer is hell no. I don't want Antonio Brown within 15 feet of my organization or 50, whatever the legal guidelines are. Absolutely not. Yeah, same as between him and a Chuck E. Cheese. Oh, wow. Thanks, Jeremy. I shouldn't have gone full Ron Burgundy there. Either way, the answer is hell no. From Ketchley Campbell, sign Quandre Diggs. I would be down. Now, he's coming off injury, which might intrigue Catboy Stephen Jones some, but I think he's a fantastic football player. I think he'd be great at free safety. I would have no issues if the Cowboys brought in Quandre Diggs. Bring him home to Texas, I say. Grayson Swaim, Tom, what's your favorite uniforms that we wear? So, executive producer Brett totally disagrees with me, but he's wrong on this. It is the throwback with the stars on the shoulders. I love those jerseys. Those are my number one jerseys the Cowboys have ever worn. I love them. I think they are awesome. I've got several jerseys in that style. Those are my go-to. Now, you can disagree if you want. It's all good, but I think I'm right. Of course, it's an opinion, so you can't be wrong. Will the Cowboys, a question for you guys here, win a playoff game next season? 1 for yes, 0 for no. Drop your answers for me in the comments. David V, any good free agents to look for at our defensive secondary? We will do this video, despite the bosses hating me for doing it every year. We're going to look at safeties. It is a deep safety free agency class, deeper than what it is in the draft, and because Catboy Stephen Jones hates spending money, there are some guys you could get on the slightly cheaper end than maybe, say, paying a Jesse Bates. So, David, subscribe. We'll do a full video on that for you guys. And X2 Pro Skills, let's go get, I always mispronounce his name. I believe it's Fasad Olakun. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I know you're talking about the Falcons linebacker, who I think, let me double check, I think he's a free agent. I've done my Falcons needs list here. He is a free agent, so good job there. I would have interest. Bit of a downish year in the new scheme. Not a big deal. If Dan Quinn's still here, hell yeah, let's ride. Put him and somebody else at linebacker. Oh, Jabril Cox. That's a good linebacker duo. Might be a bit expensive, but I think it's a good name there at off-ball linebacker. If we did not get to your question, I'm sorry. There are a lot of them here on the Cowboys Report. So hit me up on Twitter at whatgoingdowny. My DMs are open for you guys to hit me up.